Good. Okay, so we're gonna talk about is a very important concept. Is a chlorine water, and for the sanitation. So this is a chlorine, which is a bleach, and then you look at the label. It's not the whole thing is sanitizing. There is 7.5% sodium hypochlorite. Those are the major ingredients for killing bacteria. Okay, but there is some concept you need to know. When we prepare the chlorine solution to sanitizing, most of the time is for spinach, let's say. The first thing, this beaker has to be cleaned. If this beaker is dirty, then the organic matter will react with bleach, and the effective components will be gone very soon. Second, it's a challenge for the produce industry is, if we prepare chlorine solutions and we wash produce, the effective chlorine concentration will decrease dramatically. And I will show you that. And this is a chlorine meter we can use it to measure the free chlorine. Okay? So first of all, let's do that. I have 2 liter water here, so I've dumped it. And then, let's say I want to prepare a chlorine. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to add only a liter in there. So I will be adding 1 ml. Okay, I'm adding 1 ml there. And then I will be mix it. Let's say I'm using this pipette gun to mix it. Okay, now I'm going to using the chlorine meter to test the concentration. So before that, we have this meter, and we use water as a control to measure it and make sure it's 0. Okay, make sure it's all 0. So it's gonna wait a couple of seconds. Make sure it's 0. Then we have these cuvettes. It's right here. We're gonna add a solution there. This cuvette is approximately can holding on 3 ml. So we're gonna add there. 1, 2, and 3. Okay, then we will have a chlorine dispenser. This is a chlorine meter, free chlorine meter dispenser called the Epd test, approved by the US EPA. So what we do, 1 click. Okay, after that, you're gonna have to cover using the lid to cover it and twist 3 times. Okay, then you're going to measure the chlorine concentration. So I click the lid. When you see it's 10, shining it, which means this is too high, it's more than 10 ppm. So you have to do dilution. Okay? Therefore, we have to do dilution. So we have a meter here to do dilution. So how to do a dilution? You have to using this one to 0 it again, and then we do a dilution. So we're using these dilution tubes, and we're gonna add 1 ml to dilute it. Okay, so we shake it. Then we're using a new cuvette. And we're going to add it there, because it's 3 ml, we add it there. And then, we're also using the Epd testing. So, look at the concentration, it starts to decrease, is that right? It's less pink. So we hope this is going to be works. Okay, so we 3 times. So we were using this. So we branching V. So what's the concentration? 2.8. We have to multiply by 10. So 28 ppm. Now I'm going to show you a test. Let's say we are a small processor. We're going to wash our produce. Okay, so we have a produce. This produce is 283 grams, almost half pounds. So we're going to add it there. We're going to wash it. Let's say I want to do a washing. Okay, I wash it. I'm going to wash maybe, let's say 10 seconds. Okay. Now usually the ratio of the wash has to be 1 to 10. Okay, I wash it. Okay. So you see I'm washing it. Okay, now I'm going to show you. After I wash this, what's the ppm of the chlorine solution? I'm going to show you real quick. So how to do? I don't need even to do a dilution. I can directly add in right here. So what we do is 1 liter, 2, and 3. Okay. So we're using a Epd meter. Do the same thing. Okay. So what we do, I have to shake it. Okay, it is still higher than 10. Okay, we still need to do a dilution. So what we do? We add 1 ml diluted. Okay. Then we shake it. And then we dump in here. And then we use a chlorine meter. It's very light. Can you see it? It's an error. So we go here. So that's we need to go back to adjust to 0. What happened? Let me turn it off. Turn it on. 0. Okay, so we put it back. Read. How many it is? 0.69. So that means you multiply by 10, 6.9 ppm. What is the original one before wash? 28 ppm. After wash, it becomes 6.9 ppm, parts per million. Which means the organic matter dislodged from the spinach surface, like some soil, maybe some dust, reacted with chlorine, free chlorine concentration is dramatically decreased. So for the small processor, what's important? The wash water have to refreshed after certain batches. And otherwise, the accumulated of the chlorine there will generate chloramine, and the effective hypochloric acids will be dramatically decreased. So this is I'm showing you something. Now for the large industry, they re-added the free chlorine after certain batch. But what's the problem? The pH will be decreased and then lots of off gas gonna generate. When the pH decreased to less than 3, the off gas gonna coming out. You can feel about that is you're gonna start to have a tearing. Okay? So that's the key for the chlorine. The beaker has to be important. After you wash the certain batch, you have to refresh it. So therefore, in the local industry, in the small processors, they are not really interested about the chlorine. And also, most of the time, it's not organic method certified. So, we using another important chemical we were talking about is Sanidate 5.0. This is a mixture of PAA and hydrogen peroxide. And I have another video talk about 3 steps wash, how to using this solution. Okay? So this is something at the beginning we want to talk. Okay, you can stop now.